Hi guys, this will probably be my last garden update this year. As things are starting to wind down with fall coming, it's getting nice, and today especially, it's nice crisp air. It feels so good. But sadly that means a lot of the plants go away. So as you can see, the butterfly bush, it's still got a few blossoms on it. It's been amazing this year. It's so tall. It's like, geez, probably 7 feet tall, and I've had to trim it back quite a bit. Still smells amazing. I just love this plant. I bought this on the dead and dying rack at Home Depot 2 years ago for like, I don't know, $2 or something, but it's amazing. Let's just go over here and I'll show you. As you can see, lots of leaves falling off the honey locust tree. I did find a bunch of romaine at romaine starts at my local organic food store that sells local plant starts, and so I planted a whole bunch of fresh romaine. Obviously I like romaine because look at it all, but I couldn't resist because it was like, I think it was 8 plants for like $1.39, so it was crazy freaking cheap. And what I did was I completely emptied out these gutter planters, and this is all compost. So basically it's dirt that I made, which is awesome, in my compost bins. And so you can just tell the plants are so happy. I only planted these maybe 2 weeks ago, and they're already starting to really grow like crazy, and they're really nice and dark green and healthy looking. And then down here we've got some leaf lettuce, same thing. This is a mix of salad greens. This is a red romaine. I love that. It's so pretty and it's really good. And then kind of a green leaf and a red leaf. And this is arugula. So I should have salad greens until we get our first freeze. I should have plenty of salad greens. If we go back here, this was kind of a surprise. I didn't realize raspberries ripen so late in the season. But this little plant I bought for $2 from a neighbor about a mile away that has this beautiful house with a greenhouse, and they grow all kinds of plants, and then they sell starts from their plants, which I think is really awesome that they do that, because they have some really great plants. And this raspberry plant was, I think it was $2, yeah, and it was only, last year it was about this high, so maybe like, I don't know, 2 feet high, and just basically a stick with a couple of berries on it. But this year I've had just nonstop raspberries. They're so good, and I'm gonna stick them in my mouth, of course. This is my fennel plant. I need to cut these off, and I'm gonna dry them and then fill up my spice jar with fennel. What I like to do is just grab this and just eat this. It tastes like black licorice. It's so good. But I just think too, just ornamentally, even if you don't use this for the spice, that it's just such a cool looking plant, isn't it? It looks like if Dr. Seuss drew a plant, it would be the fennel plant. It's just really cool, and it kind of reminds me of very like space age looking Jetsons, kind of the way it's just so geometrically cool, isn't it? Now back to the garden. I keep trying to replant some peas, but the little squirrels keep eating them. So I've got a couple just kind of coming up here. I think if I want to grow any more, which it may not be warm enough to, that I may have to try to grow them inside first. I still have Swiss chard growing here. This kale is, again, I think I mentioned earlier when I first planted it that kale is such an amazing plant to plant because it just lasts so long. I mean, when did I plant this? Like April? And I'm still, I mean, it's still great kale that I can eat. And one thing I've been doing is you can make kale chips. You just take this and kind of shred it up and then bake it in the oven, and then it just makes like potato chips made out of kale. Same with the green kale. But isn't that amazing? These plants have been here. Some of them kind of bolted and I pulled them out, but others have just grown. And then when I was at the store getting that romaine and other lettuces, I also found a couple new kales. This one's called Red Nagoya Kale. It's just beautiful, isn't it? I love the purple and green. And then that's one of the red kales that I've had for a while. That's some extra arugula that I planted. And then this is some new kale plants, which I'm not sure they're gonna grow or not. I'm kind of experimenting, but they were so cheap I couldn't resist. And this is pak choi. And then these are turnips and rutabagas, which kind of slowly coming in. I'm not sure anything's gonna happen. And this I'm not really sure of. This was my Kale's plant that's supposed to grow these little, it's a hybrid of kale and Brussels sprouts, and it's supposed to grow these little clusters. And one plant went to seed and the other one, I don't know. I sure don't see any kalettes, so where are they? I was thinking it was going to be these little things right here, but nothing's grown, so I don't know if I got dead ones or what. I don't know, but this thing's tall. I mean, I'm 5'6", and this is coming up to my chin, so leaving it here for now. Oh, look at that cool spider web. But let's go over here. Whoops, I knocked over a gargoyle. Let's go over here. There's Cappy. Say hi, Cappy. My tomatoes. I've had so many tomatoes this year. I also have this weird sunflower growing in here. But these are plum tomatoes. I've had a ton of plum tomatoes. These are, which ones are these? Oh, these are the pink brandywines, and they are just beautiful. But I think I have picked all the ones that, I think they're about done. So I picked them all, but they're beautiful plants. They have really pretty pink rosy tone to the skin, and they're an heirloom. And then over here is Jet Star, and it's another heirloom variety as well. Strawberry Patch is still healthy and green. It's actually putting out some last minute berries for me here. And again, I can't reiterate enough about how cool it is to make your own compost, because that's how I was able to have such healthy soil over there for those romaine plants. But all you're doing is throwing in your non-animal, so basically all your vegetable and paper scraps can go in here, and then you want to keep it the consistency of like a sponge, and it doesn't take long for all that stuff to just break down, and you end up with this beautiful soil that you can use, and full of nutrients. And again, this is just with a garbage can with holes drilled all over it and in the bottom and up on some bricks. But anyway, oh, and this is my lovely, I might not put up my pool next year because this is the results. You end up with this ugly crop circle that you've got to grow back in, but thankfully it is starting to grow in already. But have a nice fall. Enjoy all the pumpkin everything. And my next video will probably be either ferrets, or it'll be something for Halloween, which is coming up very soon. I decorate as of October 1st, so I have the whole month, and I've got some really cool new stuff this year. So take care. Say bye, Cappy. Speak. Woof. No? He says I'm tired. I'm relaxing.